How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about The Skull from 1965, directed by Freddie Francis, and starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. This is an Amicus film, and if you remember last time I said it was kind of funny that I thought that Paramount put out a Hammer film and a Amicus film on the same disc when the studios were kind of rivals, but I think it was more of a friendly rivalry. I mean, you had Lee and Cushing coming over to do this film, and those were Hammer's biggest actors, you know, so I think it's a friendly rivalry, and a lot of people who like Hammer films also like Amicus films, and I'm going to check out more of them. I have The Beast Must Die and City of the Dead right here behind me ready to go, so I'll definitely watch more of them, especially because this was actually a really good and really fun movie. It opens up, you get Peter Cushing. He's studying the occult. The idea is if he does research and study it, that it won't seem as terrifying to society as on a whole, which is a good and noble effort. Now, Peter Cushing has a friend named Marco, and Marco is a guy that comes over to his house and tries to sell him cool occult objects that he might use in his research. So these are things he needs. And one day he shows up to sell him a book bound in human skin that is a biography of the Marquis de Sade. I don't know if you're supposed to say that, but a biography of Marquis de Sade, who actually, as they explain in this movie, is where they get the word sadism. This guy really liked inflicting pain. So Christopher Lee is reading this biography and getting interested in the guy and who he was in his history. Well, the next item that the guy brings him is the skull of Marquis de Sade, which is actually stolen in the prologue of this movie. And he talks about how the evil force that drove him mad and made him want to be evil still haunts this skull. Now, Christopher Lee, of course, warns him against this, and you see this movie becoming kind of like a possession, well, a movie about personal possessions and wanting them, and you see Peter Cushing start to want this skull more and more, even though he knows it's not a good idea. And really quick, I want to talk about the relationship between the characters of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Now, Christopher Lee warns him against this because he's also studying and collecting, much like Peter Cushing is. And I find it really interesting in this movie to see the two as colleagues. You know, they're colleagues that work together and respect each other, even if they do, you know, say, get in a bidding war with each other in the beginning of the movie. I really like seeing the two as friends and colleagues working in the same field, and I kind of feel like that probably was how they were in real life. So I really like the portrayal of these two characters in this movie. Christopher Lee isn't in the movie a whole lot. He's a major character, but it's not his movie. It's very much Peter Cushing's movie, but it's really great to see these two in a film together working off each other, and that is always a big plus. Now, this movie, like I said, it starts off being about the want to collect these objects and being driven by an unseen force, but then you get to the end, the final segment, and it gets to be a really fun, haunting movie during the last half to third, somewhere in there, as he's walking around the house and things are moving, and you get some really cool old-time style special effects. And if you like old special effects, it's really cool, and you get to see a lot of interesting stuff happen towards the end of this movie. So I thought that was big and fun, and if you like old-timey British horror, I would definitely recommend checking this movie out. I'm definitely going to look up a lot more Amicus stuff after this. It's just really cool to see these old, kind of gothic, you know, the old-timey London movies, you know, and that's really fun. And hey, a skull is a creepy object that pops up around Halloween a lot, and you get to buy a whole bunch of them in stores, so it's kind of fun that they got to make a movie just about a skull, you know, it's that's really fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I'll have more stuff coming for you in the future, and if you liked this, I'll have more like it. I'll get to more Hammer, more Amicus stuff. Anyway, the channel's growing at a pretty good rate, so I'd like to thank everyone who's liked and subscribed. You guys really are helping the channel out, and I'll see you again next time. Have a good day.